Here I am at Lakeland Community College for another Living Figuratively pop-up edition. I am at the From Woman show curated by Mary Urbas year after year after year. It's in its 16th year now, and it is amazing. So I highly, highly recommend coming to see it. I am going to kick off this episode of Living Figuratively with my pieces that are in the show, which are two pro-choice pieces, and give you just a tiny little bit of a state of the state right now as far as getting the abortion issue on the ballot as a single issue ballot. Ohio Physicians for Reproductive Rights is working at an amazing pace to try to get this on the ballot for this coming November. Election, where we can vote on actually sealing it into the Constitution. They've gathered signatures. They've had a major push to gather signatures this weekend, and they've gotten 3,000 signatures. And the procedure is you submit the 3,000 signatures with the language for the amendment to the Attorney General, and then they, reject it the first time because that's usually what happens. Then you have to make some adjustments or whatever, get more signatures, another set of 3,000 signatures, and resubmit it. And hopefully the second time's a charm, but sometimes it's even the third time's a charm. Once it gets approved with that amount of signatures, then the starting line happens to get another 400,000 to 800,000 signatures from all across the state, where you have to go to all the different counties and get certain percentages from all the different counties, many of which are red counties. So that will be a tricky thing to have that all happen before July 5th, which is the deadline to submit to get something onto the ballot for November 2023. And it's very important that we get it on the ballot for November 2023 because the Republicans in the legislature are trying to make it so when it's a citizen-initiated amendment, it will take a 60% vote instead of a 50% plus one vote. So it will make it that much harder to pass this. So anyway, that's the state of the state right now. So watch for the next time there's time to, put down your signature as a registered voter to make sure that this gets on the ballot. My two paintings behind me are part of my pro-choice series. I'm going to flip it around so you can look at the paintings instead of me. There we go. Oh. All right. So the two paintings on the left are the pledge, which is my pledge to fight for reproductive freedom. In case you can't tell, it's a self-portrait. That's my hand. There's my face. There's my jewelry, my beautiful Kim T jewelry that I've put on there. And then, of course, the menacing hangers in the background, a harbinger of days that we do not want to return. The second one is masala, which masala, it's kind of a play on a MAGA, but it stands for Make Abortion Safe and Legal Again. I might have to have some green hats made with that on it. Also, here's the secret, it's a self-portrait. And with the menacing hanger again. Also with some of my beautiful Kim T jewelry, just to dress it up. But anyway, so I've kicked it off with my paintings. Now we can take a look. This room right here actually is a little bit of a protest room because Kimberly Chapman, ceramicist, also has her pro-choice pieces in here. And these pro-choice pieces are called Missing a Future with the Right to Choose, with photographs of children that are going to grow up in a different kind of world without the right to control their own bodies. They're on suitcases, perhaps implying that they're going to have to leave the States to do that. Here we go. Here's another. This one is also Kim Chapman. Reliquary for Managing Onechophagia in Today's Pathetic Political Climate. I wonder if you can guess what onechophagia is. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. I'll just tell you because I had to Google it. Nail biting. It's nail biting. Here are her beautiful pieces about Punch and Judy, which was a macabre entertainment for children back in the day. when beating your wife was just fun entertainment. Then we've got this little set of etchings by Phyllis Fannin, Line Dance, Stages of Absurdity. So like there's stages of absurdity here, which is interesting because they all seem to speak to how absurd it is to follow certain of the life path expectations in the life of a woman who doesn't have choices of her own to make. We've got a beautiful, this is a vulture goddess by Lisa Kenyon. Gorgeous bronze, beautiful. Sandy Schellenberger's hand-dyed quilts. This one is Arashi and Ichijimi Shibori on cotton fabrics. She's done some amazing stuff. Here are some of Lisa Kenyon's drawings and watercolors that she did as part of the Vulture Goddess series. And I'm not going to leave this room yet because we've got some beauties over here. Diane Bajil's Sgraffito figure, and then this little gorgeous one here, which I love. It's called Rider, also by Diane Bajil. I might be pronouncing that wrong. Susan Shai always educates us big time. Here she's talking about Guinevere and Madeline, which is Guinevere Burnell, a activist from the Cleveland area who went to Kent State, and Madeleine Albright, Senator, National Security Council, iconic political person. Wow, these are really cool, these little Diane Bajil things. They're really quite amazing. All right, let's go around the corner. We've got Annie Peters, who, this one is just juicy. I want to touch it badly. A tisket, a tasket, an amazing natural basket. And this is all gloopy. It looks like it might be sticky or not. It's probably not sticky because it's art. This is also gorgeous. A basket for bad dreams. Beautiful, beautiful. And then empty nest. MT. Then we have one of my favorites, Mendez. We have a couple of hers in our Key West residence, a couple of hers at our home residence, and look how gorgeous these are. And I love these her little plates. This one's beautiful. A prayer for Ukraine. Gorgeous ceramics. And I love the way that she does her people. Then we've got these beauties here. Portrait of the Artist as a Child by Gail Trunick, who does fabulous assemblages. Oh, and this one is by Patricia Swearingen-Hecker, The Artist's Box. Then we've got some gorgeous ones by Laurel Herbold. All right, let's keep on going around. And we've got some goddesses. This one is a fertility goddess by Stephanie Miller Davis. Another quilt by Sandy Schellenberger. And this one right here is a Knossos goddess. And I forgot to Google Knossos, but it's Knossos. So maybe somebody can Google Knossos goddess. I'm going to guess it's got something to do with snakes. Barbara Martin always has like gorgeous animals and gorgeous frames. These are just luxurious and need to be seen in person. The frames are gorgeous. The rendering is amazing, really beautiful. Now we've got this whole corner here dedicated to Gwen Waite, who a theme in her work, a very prominent theme in her work is the experience as an Asian woman of the stereotypes that you live with over and over and over and over again. I just finished reading a book by Celeste Ng, which was called Our Hearts Everywhere. I can't even remember now what it was, but it's something about it was all about Asian prejudice. It's a dystopic, futuristic book that really kind of drives it home. And Gwen Waite's art also drives it home. This selection down here that she has, it's all called Brush It Off. Brush it off. Because that's, you know what? Just be cool about it. That's always what you hear. Oh, don't worry about it. I didn't mean anything by it. It's not, that wasn't serious. Just brush it off. Brush it off. And after a while, it gets tired. You get tired of brushing it off because you just want people to stop. This one's beautiful. So she's got some gorgeous works there. Let's go over here. Oh, this is a beauty by Trisha Common, Selena's Glance. Love that. And then some more works by Gail Trunick. This one has some serious gravitas to it. And we've got Shattered Society. I love the works in Mary Urbas's From Woman show have such major thinking and statements. Like, you can't go away from this show thinking, oh, that was pretty. I didn't, you know, now I'm just going to go about my business. This is Beauty by Annie Peters. You come away thinking. You come away thinking. I'm going to go back to these in just a minute. This one is by Gwen Waite. Also, and this one is called Basket Case, which it's all assemblage stuff, and it just makes you think. I mean, it makes you think of the homeless person that rides their wagon around with all their possessions, their grocery cart, the delivery person that drives the old raggedy cart delivering food all over the place, delivering Chinese food, perhaps. So it's really, really beautiful. Then we have Beth Nash's work, Three Cats. And all three of these. Now, I'm going to start, okay, Betty Skufka just passed away at the age of, 96, 97, 98, I can't remember. But she was working her beautiful pointillist work and these delicate paintings up until the last possible second. She was an amazing dynamo of a painter. Like, look at this. The texture, the dots and the dots and the dots and the dots. And Mary Urbas is dedicating a whole section to Betty Skufka's work. These are two pieces that are a little bit overflow, and we're going to go into the Betty Skufka room where she's dedicated all these works, all this space to show her amazing collection. And she's featured Betty in every single woman show that I've ever seen. But she has a pretty big presence here in this one. This one right here, Top of My Dresser. Many of these works are not for sale because she has passed away now, and I think her family probably wants them. Some of them are, though. And like this one is very cool. It's called Mary Jane's Garden. I really like that one. And this one right here, Azalea on Her Way to the Parade. Betty is also one who finds these amazing frames and then makes them like 50 times more amazing. Like this, I'm sure was a very, intricately carved brown wood frame. And then Betty went and did this amazing pointillism all around the whole thing. This is just a miracle, this painting right here. Azalea on Her Way. Just love it. And it is for sale. It is for sale. So, Awake in the Garden. She's got some mythological stuff going on. Ego Up, Ego Down. This one is not for sale, but awfully amazing. She Watches You as You Go By. Mirror, mirror on the wall. And this is a self-portrait from, I'm not sure how long ago. And she was in the paper. Back, okay, this was 2021. She was 93, so I guess, and if she passed away more recently, maybe it was 95 that she passed away. Oh, there's even more, so I'm gonna just keep on going over here. What time is it? This one's amazing. These teeny tiny ones, just like beautiful, beautiful portraits. Say something. Abide with me. Love these. WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. I don't know if the kids these days know what WYSIWYG means, because now everything is what you see is what you get. Love at first sight. But back in the day, it was a computer term where sometimes it didn't, you had the wireframe because it took up less memory, and then you would have to click a button to see what it actually is going to look like. All right, let's go out into the hallway, and we're going to start. Let's start at this end. We'll go down to this end, and then work our way back up. Okay. So we're going to kick it off with this beauty of a little drawing right here. Kate Morgan, Devoted. And then we've got these amazing photographs by Betty Grasser. And I think these are the only photographs in the whole show. This is a technique that I don't know. It's called multi-layer gum bichromate. And it just has this old, weathered, just sepia kind of feel to it. Really, really nice. Trisha Commons' Hydrangea Symphony. And then we've got Queen Elizabeth at the door. The pastor's house. Then we've got Kate Morgan, Intro V. Very, very cool. And then this big one right here, Bouncy by Kate Morgan. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Love the composition. It's a little, to me, it's a little bit Klimt. It's also a little bit Led Zeppelin, the album with Zofo on it, and I can't remember now which one that is. Kate Morgan, Valet. And then we've got this big, beautiful wall hanging. Now, I don't know who did this, but when you come around the back, you've got this backwards writing. And here, my sister gave me advice about school. Yeah, and she had my back. Okay, it's harder to read than you think. It's kind of interesting. I'm going to have to go back, or you're going to have to come out and spend some time reading it. Then, okay, and this one I'm going to apologize because, oh shoot, why did the light come on? That was dumb. Maybe because we're in the dark here. These are some beauties by Sarah Curry. She has made these mirrored images with photographs and imposed on the mirrored images, and they're really, really gorgeous. All right, I don't know why the light came on and it just came on automatically, which is stupid, but okay. So anyway, we've got right here, Babushka, Babe's Seeds. And then we've got the jewelry case, which is really, really cool. This one, I love this belt right here by Kendall Kadir, Undone. It's a Roe v. Wade belt, and that's been undone. And look at the beautiful presentation for that belt buckle. It kind of makes you not want to take the belt buckle off, but it kind of also makes you want to get the belt buckle and wear it. Here's another one, Unbossed. And then this one, it's a Ruth Bader Ginsburg amulet. Then Barbara Martin, who did those gorgeous drawings with the fabulous frames, also has some 3D pieces. Let Them Eat Cake, all about starving children all over the world. And children in other countries and in our own country who are not getting the vaccines they should be getting. They're not getting the food they should be getting. They're not growing up as healthy as they should be. Some beautiful 3D pieces that make you think. Then we have Lee Brooklyn right here. Empowered. And that's a gorgeous. Lee Brooklyn is one of the few realists in the area, and her work is just stunning. Carrie Gort's Hurricane. This one's a beauty. Sarah Warman Lane with these teeny tiny, and I'm going to say affordable, little framed pochade boxes with painting, the palettes on the left, the paintings on the right. Lainey Bachman, Eve. That's a beauty. And then we have, well, actually, I have one of Lainey Bachman's, or Lainey Bachman's in our collection. I got one for my husband last year. This one is a Jamie Zentz. And also have a Jamie Zentz in my collection. This one is beautiful. I'm gonna have to back way up because it's tall, and I'm not gonna flip the screen. But it's gorgeous. Both of them are not for sale though, so I don't know what lucky people already have them in her collection. Lori Van Balen, Althea. That's a gorgeous painting. Then we've got Lorelei Schizenta. And she's got some, looks like photo emulsion on wood. They actually have an encaustic feel to them, but they are not encaustics. Then we have a Laurel Herbold again, Together Alone. This is also a tall one that I have to back up a little bit. And then we have Tessa LeBaron, who I don't believe I have seen her work in Mary Urbas's From Woman show yet, Dear Goddess. And I'm not going to tell you my secret about Tessa LeBaron until you maybe might recognize her. But I met her at an opening a while ago and twisted her arm, and so she might pop up as a goddess in my collection too. So I'm going to walk out over here to the big room. The big room where they don't put nudes, because the nudes have to go in the closet or in the hidden rooms. And I don't think there was even a nude. The closest one was that mine from the back, but. Okay, so these are Susan Squire's encaustic oil stick on panel. So she's got this gorgeous collection of these 4 side by side. Susan Squires has a distinction of having won the Abstract Award for the Paul and Norma Tikkanen Painting Prize at the Ashtabula Art Center. That is I'm going to say, the most major painting prize in Northeast Ohio, if not all of Ohio, if not the whole region. So that was a very big major thing that she won, and no wonder, because this stuff is gorgeous, and the detail in it. Like, okay, this one, it's so crunchy. It's spiderwebby, it's crunchy, it's 3-dimensional. It's really, really beautiful. This one right here, Juniper Manellis, who Juniper actually had a solo show at the Ashtabula Art Center last summer when I was talking with them about my solo show for this summer, which you'll hear all about that. Okay, this one right here by Deb Silver. She posted this on Facebook, and I was like, oh, I'd love to hear the story. I want to hear the story. What's the story? What's the story? Never did find out the story. So now I'm looking at it, and I'm going to do my own interpretation, which might be right or wrong. The story that I believe this piece tells is about forgotten women. Women who have who were somebody's wife. The husband died, and they carved a place for her next to him with her name and her birth date, because they figured when she dies, she'll get buried there too. But the second date the death date never got filled out, because maybe she disappeared, because they ran out of money, because she died mysteriously and it was an embarrassment, because there was no body to bury, because she was kidnapped, because she was, bad things happened. Whatever it was, her life just kind of got, she never got the completion where her death date was filled in. And all of these dates are long ago enough where she's not still alive. She would be 160 years old if she was still alive. So that's my interpretation. I could be wrong. There could be more of a story, but that's what I think. All right, Stephanie Miller Davis, Moon After Cycle Altar. And this is beautiful. And one of the really nice things about this gallery, look at these beautiful shaded shades where you see this haziness of the campus behind it, but the sun is not blaring in to basically silhouette all your art, so you can't actually focus on it. It's a really nice effect. It makes the outside stay in the background. Juniper's work again here, Knowing Myself. And then we're going to finish up with Susan Krauss, who is one of the premier abstract artists from the area. And these works they're so stunning and gigantic and gentle. And they're powerful and they're gentle at the same time. I mean, and I'm going to say these would be very easy if you're shy about putting figurative art in your home and hanging people you don't even know. How about some of these gorgeous and complex abstracts by Susan Krauss? And I love, as an illustrator, love the fact that she signs it so prominently in a prominent place. She doesn't hide it, and she's got a gorgeous signature. Look at that Z. If her name didn't have a Z in it, I would think she would actually just put that Z in there, because how nice to be able to sign that Z in the middle. It's the same reason I put the accent on my name, Takis. It's there, but I could easily ignore it, but I like the visual effect of it. So Susan Krauss's work finishes up the woman's show at Lakeland. I'm gonna flip it around and flip it around. Here we go. So thank you for joining me for Living Figuratively tonight, or this afternoon. Please come see this show. It's going to be here till March 31st, and there's going to be a Meet the Artist reception on Sunday, March 26th from 3:30 to 5, and I will be there for that, and I would love to meet you, and I would love to have you see all the paintings. And if you are interested in being on my pro-choice art email list, which is a pared down version of my regular art email list, Pro-Choice Ohio art email list, send me a private message with your email and I'll put you on it, and I'll keep you updated what you can do to get reproductive freedom onto the ballot for November. I will pass along things from Ohio Physicians for Reproductive Rights. So y'all come back now, you hear. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you out there in art.